Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
7:44 a.m. viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. It's Carnival Tuesday taking place here in Tobago October Carnival, the second edition. And this morning we are chatting with Jessie Taylor, Cultural Officer 2 within the Department of Culture, as we speak Tobago Carnival 2023. Good morning to you and welcome.
Very good morning to you, and to you, the beautiful lady, and all of Tobago and Trinidad, wherever you'll be listening from.
Right, so it's Carnival, second edition, 2023. And we're talking to Jessie Taylor, as we mentioned. So tell us, Jessie, what is the Carnival? What is the build-up? What is it like from where you sit? What is the build-up like for you in terms of your rollout and your contribution to the whole Carnival parade itself?
Yeah, so it's what we are doing at the Department of Culture is our contribution towards where we share our ideals and the objectives of the division, which largely is about preservation, is about showcase and platform for expression. And in this instance is no different. It's a lot of magic going on in the space. I'm very encouraged by what I'm seeing. The participation, the community embrace is real. The way they've been practicing, and so we have tailored what is called Taste of the Melting Pot, because we do believe that Tobago's culture is a potpourri of all these cultures of the world that has so well been cooked, and we have so many proverbial cooks who have started before and continue to have an impact on what we dish out to all our audience. And we figure that this is a good opportunity for us to position such a spectacle. It's going to be a spectacle on Sunday the 29th, where we will be doing a lot of traditional bass mass that we have not been seeing for quite a long time. In addition to that, we've added a touch of our tourism thrust inside there, because we want to give the world an opportunity to consume and taste and really appreciate what we have as we savor the taste of the melting pot, so to speak.
Jessie, tell us particularly, and you know this is something I always want to get your input on, that integration of our younger persons having an appreciation for the art form, the mass, and what we attempt to portray out there, so that we don't ever get to a time where it is you're seeing characters and people have no clue who they are in Tobago. How was that?
Yes, and no, but in this edition, we are hoping that what we would be able to put forward, which are for these signs, I'm seeing the energies, I'm seeing the renewness. I think that this stems from so many of the other things that we are able to use as a building brick to where we are hoping to go. And I mean things like the Carnival. Out of the first Carnival, we had the National Carnival, and then we'd have had these things, Easter, an opportunity to place these things in the goat race, and then even after that, we have had the introduction to Heritage, and then the Heritage in itself, which was essentially a platform for bringing out the people that led them into the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy competition. Here we are at the doorstep of Carnival, and this is perhaps a good, unique point and a unique selling point of that, because we are at that place where we are just about getting ready in 2 weeks to open the cruise ship on the arrival, and we are proud to say we've had nearly 40 more calls that we would have had last year. So this is a good opportunity for us to just show the world what we can do, what we have, and how we can use tourism really as a means of diversification.
Why would you say this is so essential in our Tobago space as we seek to portray and, as I mentioned, to educate and to inform? How essential would you say it is as we seek to educate and inform in our Tobago space?
Yeah, and we continue to do that because we are able to use the schools and the offshoots of the students of the school, which is largely the police youth clubs, the youth organizations and the performing companies, which essentially is built and created out of and fashioned out of those people who are either at school or at university or the young adults. And it's nice to see the actual generation building, and because we do have them being mentored by a lot of the persons who would have contributed to what Tobago has become as a place of cultural excellence. And we've certainly seen the many giants shaping out of those people who have done so well, and I would have laid the foundation for what we celebrate and what we are proud certainly to showcase on Sunday. So anytime from Sunday 9 o'clock, we should be just where we are, a beehive of people and activities making our way right all up the way to Makisco.
And what has been the reception, because we're talking about educating and preservation of our culture, what has been the reception like? Are you confident that our culture is in good hands in terms of handing on from generation to generation as you continue to educate and to ensure you preserve that?
I'm glad that you say that, because in this particular incarnation, we have a lot of people who are present doing postgraduate studies, who are doing their masters in carnival science, and out of this is also there are people who are doing theatre arts, so that they have asked to use the sessions. So we have training sessions by way of showcase, where we have people who do carnival art, making of costumes, and who are actually a part of the process, so that it is growing. And I'm encouraged by the fact that we have so many youths, and even so many males in particular, who think that this is a good thing to do. And even by mere association, out of the World of Work program, we have people who have returned to volunteer to help, and they're thinking that, look, I wanted to be this, but I could also do this. So we are getting people who are doing talent discovery, and certainly that shows that there is the potential for us to be able to find enough people, or adequate people, to be able to sustain the Tobago's developmental trust as far as tourism and the culture and the arts is concerned.
All right. Tell us some of the things that we can certainly look forward to, because I know the philosophy of Assistant Secretary and Secretary in the division is really looking at how you can continue to engage and include and involve. And I know our Assistant Secretary Megan is one who on the ground and in the mix with the delivery. Tell us a little bit about what we can look forward to, even past the Tobago October Carnival.
Sunday the 29th, we gather at the Shore Park Complex, so we put the parade in line up. So we really go all around the corner, right at originally, and then at the Coast Guard base, we do the Carnival Theatre, which is really designed to showcase the elements, the minstrels, the Mukujambis, towering Mukujambis, dozens of over a dozen Mukujambis. We will have fancy sailors and traditional sailors and dabblerins and barraquettes but outside of that, we actually have 3 soft explosion capsules that we will be doing. The first is at the Carnival Secretariat Village, which would be at the Esplanade. So at that point, you will be what we call Veil a Coup, a return to the old yard, and that's where you would see how Carnival had its shape and its form. But we have curated it in such a way that it's going to also pay trust and has a tourism trust that pays homage and celebrates the things we have on our island. And that includes the rainforest, the Boca Reef, the Nana Pool. So at present, that's what I tell you, and some other things which we just want to showcase. I am excited. I'm tired, but I'm excited because I really know what is going on in the engine room. And once I later today, because I'm already encouraged by what I saw over the last week, and I know that I'm happy because people are teaching people to make these things. And what is important to me is that Tobago has an opportunity to not just buy things and bring them or get things here, but they are making stuff here. So it certainly is churning the economy and allowing people to see what their creative skills and the potential and how they can make something happen in this space, and that's going to happen. And so we do the Esplanade, then we do the Port Mall, Port Authority compound with a theatrical presentation, the normal presentation, carnival characters, and then we do a final incarnation at Market Square, so we can get out of the space before the big bands come into town, whatever those are likely to be.
And that flow starts from what time on Sunday?
It's what we at 9 o'clock we gather, so at 10 o'clock we should be this way on our way, and then so there are 3 stops. Like I said, the Esplanade is the first one. We return to the Old Yard, and then we do a theatrical street presentation on the what we also do is try to educate us, is that we tracing the movements of those characters, their placement in time, and the effect that it has had, and the impact rather it has had on the development of what we call Tobago space, and how it's influenced, like what the jobs mean to Grenada, how our traditional carnival characters, how they can be a vehicle, and they are going to be given life to transport and transfer messages that's important to not just the society, but to protect some of those things that are less protected, if I have to say so.
So it's like you're taking us on a journey then?
It is in fact a journey, and that's why we say come. So we invite all of Tobago, wherever you are in the world, you could position yourself by all the various mediums to truly taste, savor. We are consider ourselves to be that pepper that you add for flavor in any pot. Because okay, you need that one very good, homegrown, good anti-baby pepper to put into that special pot that gives you that finger-licking good. And that's what we are attempting to do as we support the second edition of the Carnival in Tobago.
With Jessie Taylor here, cultural officer too. Ria would say the presentation don't start, you know.
Of course.
So it's narrated, and we have, the intention is to really share the knowledge. And because what we also doing is tracing the fact that when Tobago started, how the influence of the culture, the influence of the oil on our land, the birth of the cocoa and the coconut industry, and how it has those things that as we reflect on the bounty of our treasures. So we have costumes that are depicting those things and those botanical splendor, and the splendor of the rainforest, and those kind of things. Really about it's not traditional mass, but certainly it's the nature at its best, and a part of what we celebrating is the growth and the beauty and the bounty of our ecological splendor. So yes.
And indeed, I want to say commendations on that, continuing to look for those avenues to ensure that we showcase and we put the information out there. Because realistically, if we do not do that, from this standpoint, certainly persons are not just going to come about the knowledge, but certainly we have to help to gain that greater understanding. And it takes us back to our conversation yesterday, even in terms of getting the legends out there so people know who they are. So certainly commendations.
How Calypso became the voice, our speech bad character. So there are people, lead characters who are going to be the King Sailor and the Dabbler Reed, and there's a bit of the devil who is perhaps a voice between what could have been, could not have been, but of course we're using it to, like I said, theatrical presentation that is not just about throwing the characters in and about the spaces, but giving them a voice, and a voice that should be heard, and a voice that I'm sure would be appreciated.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We've been speaking with Mr. Jessie Taylor, Cultural Officer 2 in the Division of Tourism there, and we're talking about our culture, the cultural aspect of our Tobago Carnival. We're talking about the theatrics that we're going to experience while we're on the parade. We're talking about the education. We're talking about ensuring that we are aware of what is happening, who these characters are, where they came from, and their journey across the island of Tobago. Right? We're talking about preserving our culture, and I mean, speaking to Mr. Jesse always gives you that kind of burst of energy and excitement when it comes to the things that has been entrusted in his hands. You know, Jesse takes these things very, very seriously, you know, and it's something that we really, really appreciate about you, ensuring that our culture is preserved here on the island of Tobago. So that is something to look forward to on the road on Carnival Sunday. You know, they say they're starting from the gathering at 9, so the parade starts at 10 a.m. and there are the stops that you can, you know, engage with the characters and be a part of the whole theatrics of the presentation. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with Jessie Taylor. So when Jessie Taylor comes here, you know, it's always something to look forward to. All right. Of course, we're going to continue our show this morning, continuing to speak with our other guests as well as Carnival Week. We are to talk about Carnival things, right? So we have Mr. Caston Cupid coming up next. But before we go to a short break, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Good morning,